could do these things in the game. So in Glitchless, you want to start with Gutsman first because you need Gutsman's power to get the magnet beam in Electman's stage. When you do all stages, it looks like we are underway. When you do all stages, you can zip to get the magnet beam. And that's an advantage because the longer you have the magnet beam, the more you can use it to get past things or to execute more zips. So these guys are going to start Cutman first. And starting Cutman first is straightforward. They're just going to go through the stage with jumping and shooting. That's pretty much all they get to do. There is one little mini zip late in the level. It's just a screen wrap ladder grab. Then they're going to go to Electman and they're going to zip to get the magnet beam. But they have to go through Cut first to get the Cut blade to be able to take down Electman quickly because you don't want to buster him down. It's not nearly impossible, but it's really long.
Yeah, and Elect does a ton of damage to you as well. Yeah, so
What is he struggling with the corner jump?
Yep, and Cassio kind of just shot right past it.
Yeah, those corner jumps are nasty. The one in Electman's level coming up is even worse. If you miss it, you lose about 12 seconds.
Yeah, that one is really, really rough. This one, at least, as long as you don't mess up too bad, you can just land and jump up the ladder again and try again. Yep, so that screen wrap that you mentioned, Stuffin, is coming up right here on this next screen. And as you'll see,
Cassio picks up the health.
Yep, so Cassio's going to jump up, and then if you hold up as you jump above the top of the screen and there's a ladder below you, you'll grab it.
So Cassio's lead is a little thinner since he went for the health, but it's a good, safe play if you think that big eye is going to kill you.
And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the big eye will do exactly 1 football worth of damage.
Yeah, it's 10 damage for the football and 10 damage from the big eye.
So they're both doing the cut dance here. Like, if you have enough health as Prizzy, as you can see with Prizzy, he's just pretty much tanking a lot of the damage. Where Cassio chose to jump over most of it, but they're just separated by a couple seconds here.
Yeah, it's nice and tight so far.
So you mentioned select glitching, Stuffin. What is select glitching?
What is select glitching? When you get hit and take damage, there's a knockback animation. So that takes time when Mega Man's being knocked back. If you push select right when you get hit by something, it pauses the game. If you push select immediately again, you unpause the game, but now you're not being knocked back anymore and you can immediately move. So when you take damage, you can hit select twice really fast to keep moving quickly. The other thing they're going to do with the select glitch is they're going to take down bosses faster. You can eliminate a boss's iframes by pushing select. So and there's a little tricky rhythmic timing to it, and I'm still trying to master that, but when you have some sort of beam or shot doing damage to a boss, if you use the select glitch, you can hit them with the same shot over and over again many times.
Yeah, definitely. That it does take a long time to get consistent with it, though. So both Prizzy and Cassio got the corner jump in Electman, which is really good.
So Cove, you want to talk about what they're coming up to? They're coming up to the mag beam.
Yeah, sure. So the magnet beam is the first zip of the game, and what they're going to be doing is they're going to be having to hit down and B for 1 frame at the same time, and then releasing them 1 frame later. And when they do that, they can start a zip, and I won't bore you with the details this run. Maybe next game we'll talk about how they're getting up there to grab the magnet beam. But the important thing to know is you need to be really careful when you grab it, because if you get stuck in that blue box, you are in jail, and you have soft locked the game.
Yeah, so far this tournament has no Indy jail.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, Mazimov and Tired Monkey were 6 for 6 avoiding it.
Yeah, they had
Cassio
3
and Prizzy
games.
both done it too. I know I'm hoping for a game 3 here.
Prizzy at the Elec ladder climb. This is a tricky bit of beam work here. It's got the first half. And that was really nice.
Tricky piece of beam work, which Prizzy makes look simple. And I think, yeah, Cassio's going to take it easy because he can't
Cassio's
take a hit.
Not doing the first beam, which is the hardest one. The timing is very tight.
Prizzy makes it through Elec.
Oh no.
Ooh, Cassio takes a hit from Elec Man.
I think we've all done that. Normally you would say that that's an easy fight, but if you misjudge that cut blade by just a tiny bit and the Elec Man can get to you, it's a problem.
Yep, exactly. And so here we're going to start seeing more and more zips, especially on Iceman. Do you want to talk about the Ice Pixel here, Stefan?
You know, you're probably more qualified. I don't do this zip.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No.
So as we saw, Prizzy laid a magnet beam directly underlining his score. You need to get that exact pixel height to be able to do the zip, and there are probably about 5 other zips in this game that all use that exact same height for timing for the zip that you need. And so you see Prizzy's doing the exact same height there, and then putting some more beams underneath it, and he got the second zip in
He's got
ice
both of the ice zips.
And as we saw before this, Prizzy has been practicing his corridor zips. He didn't get that one quite yet.
He's out of beams now, so he's going to walk the rest of the corridor.
Yeah, we'll see if Cassio goes for any of these zips as well. I assume he will, but we'll see.
Yeah, myself being more of a glitchless player, the really precision beam work, getting a beam to be right on the perfect pixel, is something that I haven't been really excited about learning. So, I think he's got it. Or is it too high? No, he's got it. Yeah, that precision beam work, getting the beam to fall right on a pixel and having to jump to make it happen is really impressive.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Prizzy got the small zip in the first part of the fire stage.
Yeah, fire is going to have a zip coming up, which is the main zip that you can actually die while trying to execute it.
Yeah, that's another one I don't do, so Cove, if you want to talk about that one, that'd be great. Because that's a different zip, right? You're not facing left like all the other ones.
Correct, and I can't tell you why the zip works, but you'll place a beam that's exactly the same height as that ice pixel jump that Prizzy did in ice, and then you're going to place another beam on top of it, and then run while placing another beam, jumping and grabbing a ladder from above the screen. If you time it wrong, you will die. You will not zip to the right like Prizzy did. You will move a couple pixels and just die. And so it takes a lot of practice to make sure you know exactly when you're jumping there.
Prizzy got one corridor zip in fire there, which has got to be really hard. You've got those turrets in the ceiling. You have to be in iframes just to get through.
Yeah, the corridor zips, I think aren't that easy even when you're in an empty corridor, much less having guys shooting at you.
Yeah, agreed. Prizzy's moving on to bomb. We'll see what Cassio does here in a little bit. This first zip right here, this is the easiest zip in the game. You just fall in this hole. There you go. You have to jump off a beam to make it actually happen, but it's very, very simple. A lot of us glitchless runners do it on accident, and then your run is over.
Yeah, it seems like the downside of ziplet or glitchless is you actually do a glitch on accident and it doesn't matter. You're still done.
Yeah. Cassio's got the fire zip.
Good. That's awesome. Both of them got it.
Prizzi's using ice to get past Sniper Joe here in bomb stage. There is another way. There's a way you can use beams to try to stay away from Sniper Joe, get up high, and go across the top of the stage. But ice is still really effective, and you barely lose any time. But the only reason you would lose anything is the menu change. Cassio just finishing up fire there. Prizzi zipped into Bomb Man's area.
Yep, Bomb Man's is probably one of the safest beginner zips to learn. It has a nice ladder setup, and other than the chance of getting subpixeled, where you can die to spikes just because of RNG, it's pretty easy and self-explanatory.
Once you know what to do, it happens most of the time. Like you said, you can get subpixeled. There's a couple little things that can happen, but it's pretty rare.
So it looks like Prizzi is almost a full level ahead right now.
This is where an all stages runner and a glitchless runner are pretty different. Prizzi's using beams to get across these little platforms that are moving around, so that he doesn't have to stand around and wait for them to be in the right position. You can just walk across the level. It's the advantage of having the magnet beam at this part of the game.
Yep, and we will work on trying to get Prizzi's timer to be his overall timer, but we'll see if we can get that fixed. And what you saw Cassio do there, he put down that beam, and then he threw down 1 or 2 extra beams, and that's actually as protection from the subpixel we were talking about. If you get subpixeled, what that really means game-wise is that when you place your magnet beam, it won't be right next to you. So if you try to climb a little bit and jump on it, there will be a gap there, and you will fall. But if you place multiple beams there, it gives it a lot less chance of all of them being subpixeled.
So it looks like they are pretty much a stage apart. They're just finishing off a boss at the same time. Prizzi's going into the Wily stages now, but there's still plenty of game to play. If anything goes very strange for Prizzi, we can still have a nice close race.
Yep, and Prizzi did successfully get the swag grab. On Gutsman, if you are killing him while you're in the air and you use the select glitch, the game thinks you're on the ground very briefly, and so you'll have the animation of being stunned, and you can actually get the orb while you're stunned like that, floating in midair.
Prizzi's going for the Wily 1 zips. These are very difficult. It's a lot of beams to get it up to the height to be right underneath the score. Looks like he's got it. Yep. And now he doesn't have to jump past the fire.
And you saw him wait a tiny bit when he got on that beam. You have to wait for a half a second before initiating the zip, or else you will die when you hit the wall.
Oh, I didn't know that. Not that I'm going to be trying that zip anytime soon. The room that Prizzi's in here, this platform room, is terrifying. A lot of good runs have died in that room for many people.
Yeah, the platforms are one of the things in this game that are just truly random, and you never know what they're going to do.
Prizzi with the 2-beam up the right side, but then no 2-beam on the left side. But that 2-beam on the right side it's really tight. It's hard to get both beams in the perfect position so that you can get out of there with only using 2 beams.
You know, we're going to give Cassio credit for the grab as well.
Oh yeah, look at that.
You might not have gotten as much hops as as Prizzy, but he's still got it.
And Prizzy's about to take down the Yellow Devil, and this is select glitch is the most important, because you can take him down quickly with one elect beam. There it is, there's the end. Normally, if you don't use the select glitch, you have to fight him for at least a minute longer, because he goes back and forth through the level, because you can only shoot him one time per pattern.
Yeah, but I think that is definitely like one of the killer parts for anyone casually playing the game.
Right.
Prizzy's on to Wily too. I don't assume he's going to be doing. Yeah, he's going to skip the zips here. There are some really advanced zips in Wily 2 you can do here to skip the cut and elec refights. But there is, I think, a 1 out of 4 chance. I don't know the chance of the subpixel, but there is a very non-zero chance that you will soft lock the game, no matter what you do.
Yeah. Yeah, and the zip itself is incredibly difficult. You've got that pixel-perfect beam placement, and then once you've got the beam in place and you go into the wall, then it's frame-perfect jumps.
And I guess technically, if you have enough beam left, it's not officially a soft lock. You can get out, but it is really tough. You've got to use about 4 beams and place the last one perfectly. Now it's Cassio's turn to see if he can one cycle the Yellow Devil.
Is he going for a zip here?
Yep, so this one is actually really interesting. So this next room he's going in right now, you have to stop your zip right here. If you go any lower than that, there are hidden spikes there and you will die.
And Cassio finishes off Yellow Devil. So they're still just about a stage apart. Prizzy's in the clone room. And Cassio beginning Wily 2. Uses the select glitch to get out of that situation. This first jump in Wily 2 is terrifying, because if you get hit by those little copter guys, and you don't glitch out, and you get hit right on the edge of that platform, you will fall and you will die.
Yeah, like just looking across this game, there are probably about in between a half a dozen and a dozen parts where you just think, wow, the developers were really mean.
Yeah. And back in the 80s, this game was incredibly difficult. I think when I was a kid, I could get to the Wily stages, but I don't think I ever beat the game when I was a kid.
And Prizzy going for the first room Wily 3 zip.
He's got both zips just fine.
Completely nailing it. So now it's our favorite part of the race.
Let's go,
Chat,
dupes.
How many dupes do you think Prizzy is going to get? So for those of you who don't know what dupes are, you can see him a couple times here.
Oh, missed one.
Twice, Prizzy was able to get a guts block to just appear in his hands out of nowhere. If you hit shoot the exact frame that the last part of the projectile leaves the screen, you will materialize another one in your hands for free. We call that a dupe.
I've never asked, is that short for duplicate? It must be.
I would assume it is.
Could have another meaning, but I don't know. Alright, Prizzy going up into this screen on Wily 4. There's another zip here to get through the wall. Cassio finishes off the clone.
And I will say, looking at that, it looks like Mr. Cab was the first person to correctly guess the number of Prizzy dupes.
And Prizzy doing the refight skip, he got it quick too. That was really well done. So Prizzy dies here, but it's worth it, because then when he comes back, he's passed all 4 of the robo bosses that he would have had to fight, so now he can go straight to Wily.
Yeah, that is the skip that saves the most amount of time in the entire game.
Cassio zipping through Wily 3. Let's see some dupes from Cassio.
And Prisi
is off Wily.
And seeing as his timer is off, if we look at the SRL time, it looks like a 20:18 for Prisi, which is
that's a really good time.
The time.
So Cassio to finish up Wily 4 here. Yeah, that's a really good time. Anything in the 20s is very, very solid. Especially for races.
Yeah, I mean, that's just an incredible time. Even Cassio's time is going to be a good time.
This is a tricky beam placement, but he's got it. Now he's going for the refight skip. He only has one beam, but he's going to go for it, and no problem. That's really impressive. It's a lot of people put 2 beams down.
Yeah, it's just to get a little extra height when you're trying to do your select or your start glitching.
Doesn't it also depend on on the beam lasting? Like, as you're mashing the start button, as long as your beam is still there, you're traveling up toward the ceiling. But if your beam disappears, then you're done.
Yes, I believe that's true.
So putting a second beam, I think, also gives you a little bit more time to try to mash the start and get to the top.
Yep, yeah, that would be the added benefit.
Cassio a little low on fire here at the end. Gonna have to switch. He's going with cut. And gonna select glitch him down. And there it is. Cassio finishes off Wily. His SRL time is a 22:21. There you can see 22:20 on his screen on his timer. Good race though. Well done by both.
Yeah, looking at SRL, Prisi actually said that is a race PB for him for Mega Man 1.
Wow, that's impressive.
And if you know Prisi, he does a lot of races, so that's actually saying something. We will check with the runners real quick if they need a break or if they want to just get back to it right away or see what's up.
All right.
Do you have any thoughts after watching that, Stefan?
I was sort of thinking, how can Cassio pull off a win here? Because they both ran a clean race. So is there anything you can think of that Cassio could do any better? Did he make any mistakes? He did die to Elect Man. So if he can eliminate that death, there's a good chunk of time right there. That would even things up by, I don't know, re-climbing the ladder in Elect stage. How much time do you think that cost?
I mean, even the first time, because he got hit by the big guy, he wasn't able to try the Elect climb.
Right.
So that lost some time in the first place, and then, yeah, dying to Elect and having to go back through it. I bet that was pretty significant. It definitely wasn't 2 minutes, but I would say it's probably 30 or 40 seconds right there.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so that would change things quite a bit. So Prisi is so solid. He got all of the zips he went for. I don't think he ever had to walk away from a zip. He probably never does that.
No, I think it looked like here on the Wily one zip, it seemed like he was contemplating moving on, but then he got it. And I think as you can see, he's practicing it here.
Yeah, he's doing it right now.
We'll see if we can get Prisi's attention again away from practicing quick, and we can get going again.
Yeah, we got to get him to. I don't know if it's his timer, so that we can get that properly displayed in the bottom there. looks like this time we're going to get Prizzi's audio for the game. Okay, looks like they're working on grabbing Prizzi's total timer at the bottom of his splits, you know, his total run instead of his segment timer.
Yep, and it looks like they are both fine without a break, so we should be getting started here momentarily.
Sounds good. All right, looks like we're setting up for the start of the next race.
But yeah, to answer your question, Stuffin, like, there are some matches, like, Prizzi and about 4 or 5 other people have really, really, really good PBs compared to most of the other people in the tournament. So a lot of times, like, yeah, Cassio's going to have to play a little better, but I think he's going to need just 1 or 2 small mess-ups from Prizzi, and then if that happens, he'll be right in there.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be that way for a lot of matches when you're going up against a top 10 runner. That top 10 runner is going to have to somehow make some sort of mistake to open up the door to even... Like, just from personal experience with my strats, I've been running all stages not very long, and so I'm not doing all of the zips, I'm not doing a lot of the really, really advanced things, and so for me to run against any of these top 10 people, there's going to have to be something that goes down that's going to give me a chance. And I don't know if Cassio is as much in that boat as I am, but it does seem like that's something that would definitely contribute to Cassio being able to take a win here.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. Cassio is an amazing Mega Man player.
Yeah. All right, I think we're about to start.
Would just like to give a shout out to Feasel and the entire Speed Gaming admin staff. They do an amazing job keeping all these tournaments going, and thank you for doing it. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and we're only 2 races into this tournament. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome December. And here we go.
And we are off. And they both get 90,000 points. Nice and even. Those point values actually matter. When the game gives you points, a point value for beating the boss of the level, you want the lower point value. You want 50,000 if you can get it. 100,000 is the max. And the reason it matters is because at the end of the stage, when you beat that boss, it tallies up your score. And as the score sort of rolls up, it takes longer for it to roll up to a bigger value. So it actually does consume time.
So are you saying we're playing golf here? Lower score wins?
Yeah, lowest score, yeah. Cassio, first try on the corner jump. Prizzi goes around this time.
Yeah, Prizzi had some difficulties with it the first time, and I think he thought, hey, I'm going to waste a second, or I'm going to lose a second if I don't get this, so I might as well just take it and I can make it up elsewhere. But that has given Cassio the slightest of leads early on here.
Real slight, yeah. Ooh, Cassio sneaks through that last Susie. That was really well done. Okay, and Cassio doesn't need the extra health this time. His health is really good. So Cassio's got about a 2-second lead on Prizzy right now. And they both get hit by the big eye. Using that select glitch again to get through faster.
Estimate, like I can't quite see the health, but it looks like both of them can take 2 cut shots without dying. So we'll see how much damage boosting people try to do here.
And they both damage boost toward the end of the fight.
Yep, looks like Prizzy did 2 and Cassio did 1, I think.
$100,000, $90,000, still close on score. 242 to 244, so it's a 2-second game. Ooh, Prizzy misses 1 jump. That's not that big though. Wow. To get through those sliders that way, that's really impressive. What just happened on Prizzy's side.
I know, I was actually muted, but I was just kind of laughing. I was like, my gosh, they're both doing that.
Yeah. Okay, here comes the really scary corner jump. Cassio's gonna go first. First try, no problem. Prizzy tries a second time and he gets it. So no one's fallen in this race.
That's actually a really good skill to have, where you can jump, miss it, and know you're going to miss it or know it as it's happening, and still pull back and not fall off.
Yeah. Yeah, to try even 3 or 4 times is way better than going 1 pixel too far and falling off.
See how the magnet beams. Yep.
Nice grab, and he's out pretty quickly.
Yeah, that was really smooth from Cassio. I think he got it on his 3rd or 4th shot. Oh no!
First Endy Jail of the tournament.
Well, Stuffin, you did ask what needed to happen for Cassio to get back into this.
What was it going to take for Cassio to have a lead? And there it is. All Cassio has to do is play clean for another 18-ish minutes, and he's probably got this wrapped up. But you know, Prizzy is so good that even coming back after going to jail, he could possibly do it.
Yeah, I completely... I would never bet against Prizzy in any situation.
Yeah. Nice big eye for Cassio there. Cassio's got good life going into this climb. Let's see what he does with it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see if he goes for the full climb, because he did not attempt it last time. Oh, it looks like he's just not comfortable with it.
Yeah, that first beam is the hard one, so he's doing a different strat there than some. He's still getting a skip, a jump off of some beams. Ooh, falls down a little bit there. To go past the 2nd and 3rd beam to jump, because jumping is faster than climbing a ladder.
Yeah, but I find that climb is actually, it's way, way, way harder to do than it looks.
It is. That took me a long time to learn. And Cassio goes down to Electman again. Oh no.
Well, hey, Cassio is nothing if not consistent.
Consistency is good a lot of the time.
And to be honest, if he does everything he did his first playthrough, he should still win.
Yeah.
Prizzy would have to have the run of his lifetime to be able to catch up if Cassio gets another 2220.
There we go.
An interesting aside about these guys is they are actually going to be battling against each other at AGDQ for the Mega Man 1 through 3 relay. They're both going to be... I think they're both running... Yeah, they should both be running MM3.
Yeah, I'm not really sure who's in all the different teams for the relay. You would probably know better than I would. Okay, Cassio into Ice Stage. Prizzy about to go into Electman for the second time.
It looks like Cassio might be just a pixel or too high for that first zip there.
You may go for it at this point here. There it is. That's really well done. That was a clean zip by Cassio. Cassio's getting the second one. Nicely done.
Nice. Oh, but he did.
Oh, he comes down.
Yeah, it looks like he jumped before he slid or zipped all the way to the right side of the screen. Yeah, these guys are both really good friends. They've been having their own little banter in SRL, taking each other on.
Okay, Prizzy is out of the Electman part with the mag beam, so he didn't go to jail a second time. I'm sure there's a lot of runners that have been thinking, you know, as I go up against these top 10 runners, that my only chance is magnet jail. And so we're gonna see right now if that's gonna be what people need. What's the difference in time gonna be here?
Yeah, and I think that's partially true, but really I think if you play your best on any day, if you're even within a couple minutes of somebody, if they just have an off day, this is a game where you need to be doing pixel perfect strategies and techniques. And so if you're just a bit off, like you don't need to be amazing compared to them. They could have a bad day, you could have a good day, and you can beat them.
Yeah. Yeah, Prizzy again with a beautiful Elect climb there to get to Electman. I bet Prizzy can do that in his sleep. It looks like he's probably practiced it a couple of times.
Yeah, I imagine he has.
And Cassio with the fire zip.
Yeah, so Cassio is almost 2 full levels ahead here.
Oh. Going for the corridor zip. It looked good, but he must have been a pixel too low.
Yep. I don't know about you, but I'm hoping now that Prizzy knows he's behind that he's going to go for Wily 2 zips.
Ooh, there you go, yeah. Maybe, yeah, that's actually something to think about. Like, what are the strats now for Prizzy to gain that even more time to catch up? And maybe he's going to have to do risky stuff like Wily 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think he realizes as long as Cassio stays alive, he's going to win. The only other zip that I can really think of that people go for that Prizzy didn't was just a mini zip at the end, right before the refight skip in Wily 4. You can do a shorter zip right there that he did not try for. He's got one corridor zip there, as Cassio is on the bomb.
So Cassio coming up to Sniper Joe here. This guy's notorious for ruining your runs.
Yep, if you don't freeze him, he will actually follow you all the way until the big ladder at the end of this.
Yeah, he can't jump high enough to get up the big ladder. Cassio's about to get to it here. So if you don't freeze him, or if you don't stay really far away from him, with beams up at the top of the screen, yeah, he really makes your life difficult. Cassio setting up the bomb zip. Looks good. Prisi having a little trouble with these ladders and fire beams over here.
Good zip, though.
Yeah, that was a nice zip there. Okay, so Cassio's moving on to Wily 1, and Prisi is coming up to the fire zip in fire. Let's see. Yeah, he sets it up fast. That's something. He doesn't use the ladder to set it up, because you can climb on the ladder and then you know what pixel you're on and you can set it up really easily.
Nope, the one secret that the great runners don't tell you is that almost all of these zips can just be set up with that same exact pixel as the ice pixel.
It's easy, right? Just jump and put your beam there. It's easy.
I will say it takes a lot of practice, but
yeah,
once
I know it does. Yeah.
Once it clicks, you've got it. And so if you don't have it yet and you think it's impossible, just keep practicing, because you'll get it.
Prisi just finishing up there in fire. Going on to bomb. So Cassio still has about a stage and a half, maybe a little more. It's kind of hard to say because different stages are different lengths, but still a healthy lead. He does get one corridor zip.
Yep, we'll see if he can get the grab.
Alright, come on, Gutsman. Don't be a jerk. Gutsman's pretty notorious, too, for, like, dodging your bombs and moving to places that you don't want him to go to.
However, so I think Cassio's bomb there was good, but I think he select glitched too fast. There is a place you can drop it, so no matter what Gutsman does, he will die.
That's gotta be a tricky spot, though. Because he's got those two movements. Gutsman can jump straight up, or he can jump left, or he can jump right. I think typically he'll jump up or right when you're using bombs, but I could be wrong there. So if you can find that spot between his jumping straight up and jumping right, then yeah, I guess that's a good way to go.
Yeah, and Prisi showed us the non-ladder way of doing.
Yeah, the quick setup. Cassio onto Wily 1, gets under the first big eye. It feels good when you get past the first two big eyes, because you just have that extra bit of health, and it's just it's a lot smoother. We'll see, this is the other route we didn't necessarily pay too much attention to last time. Cassio going through the fire here. These jumps are really difficult. That was well done. It's really easy.
Essentially the same as the corner jumps.
Yeah, they are like corner jumps. It's really easy to get stuck in there for a long time trying to jump your way out. We didn't talk about this one. There's a ladder screen wrap here. So he's going to go up, and now he's at the bottom. And the dreaded platform room. It's got a good pattern there out of the platforms. Ooh, this is going to be... Oh, Cassio.
I think he realized before he died that he was like, uh-oh, this magnet's not going to make it. And he tried to fire another one. Just
you can see it. His second beam was so high that I think he realized if down, it's going to be hard to get on without hitting his head on the spikes. And then he fell off. Luckily for Cassio, that's a good place to die because you don't lose a lot of time. You only go back one room. Cassio is going to have to kill himself at the beginning of Wily 4 or somewhere else, though, if he wants to do the refight skill.
Yep, because he has died twice now, so he has 0 remaining lives. Yeah, I feel Wily 4 is probably the fastest place to die for that, but I feel like the start of Wily 2 might be the safest, because if he dies somewhere along Wily 2, he game overs.
That's true. That'd be a good point. Good place there too. Beginning of Wily 2. If you jump right into the pit at the beginning of Wily 2, you only seconds.
Yeah, so we'll see what Cassio decides to do here, or if he's even thinking about that. I mean, races are high-stress events, and so he might not be thinking about that.
Yeah, Prizzy got the swag grab. Okay, Wily 2. Let's see if you're right, Cove. Yep, immediately killed himself. It's a good move, though.
Yeah, that just shows that he's on his game. He's thinking about those things.
Yeah, keeping track of your lives. I mean, how many times have you gone to the refight skip, Cove, and then you make it, and then you have a game over?
I don't know if I want to admit that number on.
I know I've done it more than once. Prizzy gets the Wily 1 zip again. Nice cut fight from Cassio.
I do think, so I'm going to predict, I do think Prizzy's going to go for the Wily 2 zips.
That'll be interesting for sure. He is, it almost looks like he's setting up for it right there. He used a minimal amount of beams. He picked up the refills at the bottom there. He might be going for it. You might be right.
We'll see if he gets a big item refill jug at the beginning of Wily 2. We know he'll go for it.
Yeah. Cassio, like me, doesn't do the zip here in the last part of Wily 2. From what I've heard from other people that do use it, if you go for it but you miss it a couple of times, then you're not really saving any time. And I think you were saying, Cove, that if you can't get out of the wall, there's a chance you can die.
Yep, and there's two different parts to that. There's one that will only save you a couple seconds if you do it perfectly. But there's another where you can, at the point where Prizzy got out of the screen last time, you can do another screen wrap and actually go right to the boss, essentially. And so that's the one that'll actually save a decent amount of time.
Okay.
But yes, if you don't get back into the wall and back into the screen right away, you can definitely die. Sure. Actually, Prizzy just also died.
Huh. Huh. I don't think that was a purposeful death.
Nope, it was not. And unfortunately, we see all of these item refills, including the big jug, and he did not pick it up.
Okay.
So unfortunately, he is not going for the zips.
Cassio out of the first wall. Gets the second zip, the important one. This long zip, if you don't make this one, because I failed it many times, you lose about 25 seconds.
Let's count our dupes here.
Let's get some dupes. Uh-oh. Oh.
Unfortunately, I try not to do too much math on stream, but I think I can even count that one.
Yeah, that one wasn't as hard.
Yep, Cassio did finish it up, and
okay, Prizzy did come out of the wall, so Prizzy's going into the clone fight, which is a long fight, so Cassio still has a good, healthy lead. If he can have a clean Wily 4, this is all his.
if he has a really good Wily 4, I see this being right around his 22:20 time of before. So Cassio, if nothing else, has been very consistent with his times.
Okay, let's get this first zip. First try, very nice. the mini zip. I don't even know how to do that yet. That's a cool little zip.
That one's pretty simple. You just have to jump
fast.
Right when you're...
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was really, really fast. I was just starting to explain the the ladder zip.
The mini zip?
Yeah, all you have to do if you're on there, you just jump and grab when you're pretty much right above the ladder. You just have to get your timing down, and all you do is press up on the ladder, and you'll zip.
And there we are. Cassio takes a game.
And Cassio, very consistent with a 22-20 and a 22-21 on his splits.
That's some consistency. If only we could all do that. I'm guessing from the point where Prizzy is with the Buster that he got 0 dupes.
Yeah, I think it was actually a 0 dupe game, because that's the third one he's killing with the Buster.
Yeah, yeah. All right, we'll see Prizzy finish this thing out, and we'll be going to game 3. What a great tournament so far. Both matches so far have had 3 games. Prizzy's killing himself. He's probably refilling his mag beams and stuff, and if he only had the life he was on, needs that life back.
Oh, Prizzy going for the
swag dupe.
Zip.
Or not the dupe, the zip.
Yep, that was the one that he did not go for last game, but he went for it and got it that time.
All right, the rest is mostly a formality for Prizzy. Just finish off Wily. It's another advantage to doing the refight skip is you come back, your life is full as you fight Wily. You're just racing him down. You're doing as much damage as you can in a little amount of time. When you get to Wily, when you run it glitchless or zipless, you don't get to do the refight skip, and you get here, and your life could be at any level depending on how well you did in the stage. So if you have low life, you're trying not to die.
Yep, very, very true.
But doing it this way, this is pretty easy.
If I didn't know better, I would have thought that came from a glitchless player who was trying to talk about how glitchless is much harder.
It is harder, but we shouldn't go down that road too far, right?
No, there are definitely very, very... Each category is harder in its own way, for sure.
Yeah.
And honestly, with a 24-35 for Prizzy, with getting jailed at the Magnet Beam, like that's an incredibly good time.
Yeah, do you know, I don't know what it is exactly. If you go to jail and you restart and you keep the run going, how much of a time loss is that?
So, I usually try to get the Magnet Beam by about 4 minutes or 4:05. And so if he's resetting at the 4-minute mark, that's still a mid-20.
Wow.
And Prizzy is better than me, so it might be less time, but...
Well, it's a good ballpark, though.
Yep, so I think we are going to grab a bio break quick for the runners, and then we'll get the third game started. But I am hyped because I came here hoping for 3, and we're gonna get 3.
Yeah, you got your wish.
That's always my wish. I always hope for 3 games.
It's more fun.
Yeah, more Mega Man is good. Yeah, so I don't think we've mentioned it yet, but I guess while they're taking a bathroom break, we can talk about the format of the tournament. So we have 32 entrants split into 8 groups of 4. And during December is going to be the group stage, where it's a round-robin group where everyone in the group will play everyone else. And the top 2 finishers out of each group will move on to a single elimination stage that will go on in January. I think we will be taking a week off for AGDQ, but I think it will start before AGDQ and resume again after AGDQ.
Yeah, I don't know what the timing is, but yeah, we're doing the group stage and then going to a bracket, the traditional bracket.
Yeah, so I mean, if you think the races are exciting now, I mean, in January it's even gonna it's gonna go up a couple more notches.
Yeah, and in the group stage, the way things were seeded was the people that have the fastest time. Cool Kid has the fastest time in Mega Man, so he's seeded first, and he's first in his group. And then the next best times for people that entered in the tournament are all first in their group, and then you go into the second seeds, and so on and so on. So each group has a time from someone that's pretty darn good, pretty low. And then second seed and third seed are somewhere in the middle, and fourth seed is a little higher. So it's a good mix-up in each group, that we don't have one group of the number 1, 2, 3, and 4 runners. We've got runners of all various sorts in each group.
Yep, exactly, and that's designed more so that if everyone plays average, that the best players will move on at least to the elimination match. But it's still in a way where anyone can win if somebody has a bad day. Yeah, I think the runners are just getting back and just getting ready again.
Yeah, I think they're resetting the SRL to set up for race number 3.
Okay, and thank you, Feasel, for mentioning we apparently can do races during GDQ, but you're not required to. And just in case anyone is curious, the Rockman and Mega Man 1 carts do not have any noticeable differences as far as I know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Are they both using Rockman, or I didn't pay enough attention. Obviously, Casio is, but
I think Prizzi's using Mega Man 2.
Okay,
or Mega Man 1. Probably not 2. Probably not 2.
Yeah, that wouldn't really help. But I was gonna say in Mega Man 2 and Rockman 2, it does make a difference, because in the little cutscenes when Dr. Light is telling you about the items that you're gonna get, the Rockman version is faster. All the text in Japanese scrolls by faster.
Yep,
so if you're going to speed run Mega Man 2, if you're going to speed run Mega Man 2 in difficult mode, or you could run Rockman 2, you want to run Rockman 2.
Yes, but then you also have to hit things twice as much.
Well, isn't that the same as difficult mode in Mega Man 2?
No, I know. I'm just saying, but normal versus difficult.
Oh, yeah. But easy mode in Mega Man 2 is so much fun.
Yep, I think they are just getting ready.
There's a little banter going on in the SRL chat. A little smack talk to get ready for this last round here.
And I do see Victress out there in chat. He is actually the biggest Mega Man 2 fanboy in the world.
We all knew that. Yeah.
If you possibly think you like Mega Man 2 more than Victress, please let him know. Good. We are getting the data faces out in chat. I love it.
Now they're everywhere. My goodness. Prizzi's still kind of practicing away. I think he's just having fun. Is he trying to hit this beam and use a select glitch to then go up around the corner? Is that possible? Okay, he reset.
Yeah, so I think that is what he's trying to do, is to be able to glitch and not fall back down.
Yeah.
And I think he actually did that last match.
Yeah, my attention goes over to Cassio because he got that nice lead, so...
Okay, and it looks like, yes, they are ready, so we will be getting started momentarily. I do think we found Prizzi's kryptonite, though. He won by a landslide when we were capturing his split times. But when we went to his overall time, Cassio won.
That's causational. That's not correlation at all.
You're always wrecking my fun, man.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying if we move that window, it'll change. All right, and here we go. Back to cut stage. Round 3. This is winner takes all. Crazy gets a small early lead because of that ladder ledge area. It can be tricky. The lineup with the ladder is really nasty. Sometimes you want to line up with it, sometimes you don't, and different things happen all the time. Crazy going for his corner jumps. It's not happening still. So Cassio takes the lead back.
Yeah, Cassio actually tried once and then said, you know what, forget this.
Well, there you go. If you're still planning your strats, maybe that's the one. If you fail to jump once, just go around.
And you see these guys bop into the ceiling there below those ladders. If you're actually under a ladder but not quite centered, and when you jump, if you press down, the game will think you will grab the ladder and then move slightly below the ladder, so you will drop right down below it, so you can jump straight up into that gap.
Cassio
Both of them have a pretty
not
good
picking
amount
up
of
the
health.
life. Yeah, they've got enough to get past the big eye. That shouldn't be a problem.
And you see them jumping into doors too. If you walk into that door, when you resume movement on the next screen in the corridor, it will take you a few frames to actually start moving again. So just like in Mega Man 2, Mega Man 1 and 2 share a lot of physics together, but you want to, like, for this, you want to jump into the door so that you can kind of fall down and move right as you enter the door, instead of having that little gap of not moving.
Alright, they do the same fight, taking the damage boost toward the end of the fight. Cassio with the big points, 100,000. Nice clean jump past the sliders. Prizzi a little more trouble. It's no big deal to get hit once there though. Alright, coming up to the corner jump. We haven't seen anyone fall yet. Cassio's got it on his second try. Prizzi second try, so that's pretty much the same pace there.
Wow, Stuffin', you were born to be a commentator. I was going to say, as soon as you said no one has fallen there yet, like, I was sure that was a curse, but...
Yeah, there's the commentator curse, right? Apparently I don't have it.
No, so I guess you're born to be the golden commentator.
Well, I'm glad you said golden. I have a gold curse. Whenever I'm doing a run and I get a gold, next stage is garbage.
That works too. I mean, that's unfortunate, but...
Cassio's in the walls. Prizzy grabs. Oh, they grab at the same time. This is a race. Cassio, nice clean getting past the slider and up the ladder quickly. Some different strats here with the beams. It's kind of interesting to see people approach things in a different way.
Yeah, everyone seems to do elect slightly different after they grab that magnet beam.
Yeah.
I think Cassio, I think, has been electing to use more beam earlier on before the climb. Because
both get hit by Big Eye, but Prizzy is in a little bit of a dangerous spot if he gets hit by a beam. He would have to get hit by 2 beams. I think he can take 1 hit. But, you know, we haven't seen Prizzy mess up a beam, so...
I was gonna say, you are really trying that commentator curse, aren't
I'm
you?
not trying, I'm really not.
I was gonna say, I actually can't see if he has 4 or 5 health.
I think it's 4. No, yeah, I think it's 4.
Okay, then he would have died if he got hit.
Oh, would he? Okay. Alright, he makes it through cleanly. Alright, Cassio needs to break his curse right here. Nicely done. These ice zips are going to be really important here.
They will. I think that end of elect just kind of shows the slight difference in their talents. Like Cassio is a really, really good Mega Man 1 player, but Prizzy is just, that climb has just been almost perfect every time. He took it easy a little bit there on the second screen, but
it's funny how the little things add up so quickly. You know, just saving a couple of frames by doing jumps well or basic movements and things. But this is a good example of how that's true. Is you save time, you save enough time by saving a couple of frames on every little thing.
Cassio had a little trouble there at the beginning of the water section though, and had to swim quite a bit. You have, I think, 25% less movement speed when you are in the water.
Now Cassio's got the zip. He makes it through. So now he's going into the platforms. He's got 2 beams, so he can go get the refill. Prizzy finishing off the second zip.
Quarter zip was good too, I think. I was gonna say, I was watching Cassio get through that gap section, and all of a sudden Prizzy was at the boss, so I assume he had to have gotten one of the corridor zips.
Yeah. Oh, Cassio with 1 beam too high and 1 beam too...
Yeah, Iceman is super easy as long as you have Elect's beam here. It just takes 3 shots, where most bosses take a lot more than that, but the little icicles that he shoots at you do a ton of damage.
Yeah, shout out to anybody that runs this game Buster only, because to fight Iceman and Electman and even Fireman with Buster only, forget about it. But when you use the weapons, you know, using Cut Blade on Electman, using Elect on Ice, no problem.
Prizzy with perfect execution there on that zip.
Oh wow, that was really good. They're both looking really good through these sections. They're using a lot of beams just to get up through things quickly. Not to zip, but it's still, there's a, you know, tight window for some of the places to get through these things, and they're both doing it so well.
Yeah, definitely.
Prizzy wanted some corridor zips, but they didn't go very well for him. Cassio setting up his fire zip. Oh, Cassio goes down to the fire zip.
He does. I wasn't watching him. It looked like he actually zipped though and hit a bullet bill. Is that true?
Yeah, he did zip. He didn't fall straight down before zipping, which is what most of us do when we try that.
Yes. So he did get the timing correct. He just started the zip probably at an inopportune time.
Prizzy onto Bomb Man. An unlucky spring there. The springs can be incredibly annoying.
I was gonna say Cassio actually did something incredibly smart, but then he accidentally went to the next screen. He noticed he only had 3 beams left, and so he couldn't use a beam to jump up to the zip ladder. So he ran around because he knew that he had the minimum number of beams required to do it.
Prizzy getting that small bomb zip before getting up to the big area. And that one's risky, because you can screen wrap and get yourself killed.
Ah, okay. Cassio said that he got subpixeled on the second try. I couldn't quite see. I couldn't quite see how close the beam was to him, but yeah, that is unfortunate when that happens.
And Prizzy with a perfect takedown of Bomb Man. That select glitch timing, that takes some practice. He got all the points, too. 100,000. Prizzy beaming along past these platforms. Now I have no idea what the strats are for that, and he gets the zip out. Wow, it's impressive. I have no idea what the beam strats are there, but I know there's a couple of them, and there's one that's more safe, and there's one that's slower. He's got the glitched out miners. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, Prizzy got both the zips there, which are very hard to do.
Cassio doing the bomb zip.
Prizzy even grabbed the extra item refill so he can try a second corridor zip here.
Get both corridors. Got one.
I feel if he would have gotten that second corridor, that could have almost been gold. That was a near.
That's true. That stage was really clean. Cassio's finally through the bomb zip.
And naturally, you can't have a perfect level without a grab.
Yeah. Oh, and Cassio getting that little mini zip right there when you go into Bomb Man's room where you can zip over to the right just a little bit more. It's some sort of frame perfect thing that I don't know about, but I know that it can be done. Alright, Prizzy on to Wily 1. Cassio starting on Gutsman. Gutsman is a pretty short stage overall, though. It's not like Elecman. Elecman's quite a long stage. Prizzy gets the Wily 1 zip yet again.
Yep, this will be interesting, though. He used a lot of Magnet there, so we'll see where he's going to use Magnet, what refills he's going to try to pick up to get those back.
That's a good thing to look for.
And Cassio got the Guts screen wrap as well. That one's just a minor time save, but it's still really nice when you get it.
Prizzy getting good platforms there, so he can just get up out of their way, get some refills. The 2-beam. I gotta learn that someday.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Stuffin, but I believe that screen that Prizzy was just on is the only one that you can use Magnet on if you play Buster only.
I'm pretty sure you're right, because there's no way through it without mag. So you have to get... Let's see, when you Buster only, you have to zip to get the mag beam when you're in Elect Man stage, and that is the screen why you have to get it.
Yep, I think that is true. And Cassio just misses the grab.
It's all about the swag. Swag's better than time. Alright, yeah, we're still about a stage apart. Cassio going into Wily 1, Prizzy about to go into Wily 2. Prizzy elects to get one more little magnet reef.
And I do want to reiterate, like, this is group stage where the top 2 go on, and Prizzy and Cassio are the top 2 ranked people in their groups. So even though, no matter who wins here, the loser is not necessarily out, and they're actually going to be favored in their other 2 matches.
That's true. Prizzy picking up all the magnets he can get.
Oh wow, Cassio was about a pixel or 2 away from hitting the spikes again.
That was a close one.
I'm gonna say he missed the grab on Gutsman, but he got the clench on Wily 1.
Yeah. Prizzy gets through the zip and at the end of the stage here. Oh, Cassio with a very unlucky elect shot right there. Oh, he's going to a second cycle. That shot wrapped right around Yellow Devil's eye, even though he fired it in a good position.
Yeah, that one's tough. He got a quick kill on the second cycle, though.
They're both finishing this stage at the same time. Oh, Cassio jumps to his death at the beginning of Wily 2. He wanted to do that. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say that
I hadn't kept track of his lives.
Yep, that was intentional.
Okay, so now he's going. Prizzy with both zips and Wily 3. Let's see some dupes.
Last chance for dupe calls. I myself think Prizzy is going to get 2.
There's 1. There's 2.
See, I was right. He got 2.
At one point, he did get 2. No! Cove is the winner.
And it looks like Hiei was the first one from chat who got that correct. Congrats.
Alright, Prizzy's into Wily 4. He's looked really solid here the other 2 rounds, so you can probably expect him to get through this pretty well.
And Sock Monkey, no. Cool Kid is the world record holder for Mega Man 1. He is not in this race. He is in the tournament, though. You will see him this month.
Swag zip again from Prizzy. And a really fast refight skip. I'm going to have to figure out how these people do that so quickly, because my refight skip usually doesn't happen that fast.
So I did see, I think KLM said this earlier, but Prizzy is right on 19 pace here. Like, he is having an incredibly good run. He has been on point.
And Cassio finishes off the clone. And there we are.
Oh my gosh, a 20:01. He was
20:01.
1.5 seconds away from a 19 in the race.
And it looks like in SRL, I think he made it to the enter button slowly, because it's saying 20:04. And it also says that that's a personal best for him by 14 seconds. I think that's a race PB.
Yeah, I mean, he had said his first race, which was the 2018, was his PB.
Well, there you go.
But, I mean, 1 second off, it doesn't matter. That was an incredible race by Prizzy.
Yeah, really solid. Great execution on all of the zips, and like the magnet beam grab and all of those things that really add up and really matter. All right, Cassio will finish off Wily 4. Gets that zip first try there. That was really nice. Little mini ladder zip there. Now we just need a refi skip. And there it is. No problem. And the final formality for Cassio, finishing off Wily.
Yep, and this will be just a bit more time than Cassio's first 2 rounds, but he was very, very consistent with all 3 games. And joining us now, I think we do have Prizzy in the voice channel. How are you doing, Prizzy?
Hi. Doing good. A little bit tired, but everything's fine.
So summarize how you think you did in this match, I guess outside of the NDGL.
Okay, so race was pretty okay. I tried to practice, not because of practicing actually. I was thinking about doing Mega Man 3 because I need action, I need something to do because my hands were so cold. I just couldn't play, and so that a hurdle for me in the first match. I don't know. I think, I mean, I'm still a little bit rusty, but everything was fine then in the first match. Second match, well, you know what happened. It should never happen. I don't even know how that happened. It's like 1 pixel too far, and it's like it happens. You just keep on, and things like that can happen to everybody, like top runner or like everybody. So
of course, and like if you look at your time, like I feel that would have still been a 20 something. So I mean that you still played amazing outside of that one little mistake. And then the third game was just unreal. It was 2 seconds
Yeah,
from a 19.
the third game was pretty good for me. Like I don't what is going on with my cut corner jump. I just can't do it. I don't know. Like there are 2 corner jumps, one in cut and one in elec, and the one in elec is like much scarier because if you fall down, you just have to wait for yoku blocks and everything. So on paper, like the cut corner jump shouldn't be that stressful or anything like that. Like it's not even scary. But for some reason, I just couldn't do it, and that was the case in my third race too. Like my third run, I seconds there. I don't know, but yeah, I was like, I'm really happy about my gut stage and my last race. That's like by far the best stage I've done today.
Yeah, Cove was saying if you would have gotten both hallway zips, that you might have gotten a gold there.
Yeah, that probably. I mean, it's time I gold or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked near perfect up until that second corridor zip.
Really unfortunate, but
so looking ahead, like, so you played Cassio, who was the number 2 seed in your group. I'm going to make an assumption. Let's just say that you make it through the group, and you win your next 2 matches. Like, what do you think your chances are of actually going far in the tournament? How far do you think you can go?
There are a lot of great runners in it. I can see. I mean, what does the final stage look like? Like, do we have quarter or like 16 or?
Yeah, it's 16 for the single of them.
Okay, well I think I will get like at least into the 8, and then.
And is that just because you're gonna have to be practicing a lot of Mega Man 3, or you're not gonna have enough time to, or what do you think?
No, it does not have anything to do with Mega Man 3, because my skill level is just not. I have a 1914. That's my PB, and I cannot even come close to that. My times are like around 20. Happy if I get a 19. Where these guys like Cool Kid, Dexter, Andy, all of them are they. It's bad. So I'm not sure how I can compete. Like I guess I can compete if they do like a lot of mistakes and stuff. Like Streamline, Dexter, Andy, Cool Kid, these are like my top 4, and I think say goodbye in the at max, like in the 8 round.
Okay, no, I mean that's very humble. I mean, I feel like with how you're doing, all it would take is a couple mistakes from somebody else, and you could definitely steal a couple there. But do you have any parting thoughts about the tournament or anything else that you just want to say thanks or anything?
Trust me, it sounds like I'm humble, but I'm just like really being realistic right now. Like for example, in the Mega Man 3 tournament, I said like at least in the semifinals, at least that was my goal. But in this, like, I'm really being realistic. That like Cool Kid is really strong and is a great contender at winning. Same goes for Andy and Dexter and Streamline. So I guess we can try and hope that they get Andy chair, probably Andy. But yeah.
Ooh, shots fired. No, I mean it's I get what you're saying, but at the same time, you'll only need to beat one of them to get to the round of 4, because there's 4 of them that you named that you don't think you can beat.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's great, of course. I like tournaments a lot. I was like thinking about not joining or joining like the weeks ago. I wasn't sure. I think the timing of this tournament is a little bit unfortunate. I think we could have gotten more participants if we would do it after AGDQ. And there are like a lot of great runners out there who does not or don't participate because of that reason. And I was like the same. I have to focus on my run at AGDQ, so I was like, man, practice Mega Man 3, but I love tournaments and I love these communities things and want to participate to get in touch with everybody. So I thought, okay, whatever, just join and far you can come and have fun. So
No, I think that's great. I know that I'm definitely glad you joined. I love watching you, and I love watching like a lot of these great Mega Man players. I know like people have different goals coming into the tournament too. Like I'm just trying to have fun. If I do anything in the tournament, I'm happy. Where you're like, I think I can get to round to 8. Obviously, like the top 4 people are like, I think we have a chance maybe to win. It's interesting, like how everyone always comes in with different expectations.
Yeah, definitely. Like I'm a type of guy. Like whatever I do, I try to push myself to the limit. I try to. That's like the way how I have fun. I get the other approach too, but for me this works the best, and I've always been a competitive guy. I always wanted to like compete with everybody else and try to have fun like that. But
no, I think that's great. Do you have any other parting words, or else otherwise we'll close this up?
Yeah, I mean, thank you guys for commentating. Appreciate that. Thanks everybody for watching. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. That was fun.
No, thank you so much, Prizzy, and great job racing, great job, Cassio, and
yeah, GG, Cassio.
But, hey, Stuffin, do you wanna close this out here?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, Prizzy and Cassio, GG, you guys both ran really great races. It was really fun to watch. I'm glad I got to do the commentary for it. It was a whole bunch of fun. Tune in next time. Tune in next time, Monday, December 4th, 5:30 Eastern. We have Tired Monkey racing Lori DeVever. So tune into that. That's going to be another great race. And we will see you guys farther along in the tournament.
Yep. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great night.
Bye.